Hello, 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 my friend. This is Clyde. God ultimately honors your faith. Our text is Hebrews 11, verse 39 and verse 40. These were all commended for their faith, yet none of them received what had been promised, since God had planned something better for us so that only together with us would they be made perfect. Today we conclude our extended conversation about faith. Let us remember two things. One, a definition of faith. Hebrews 11:1 says, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." Please note that nothing is said about reward for faith. Faith is not about reward. Having confidence and assurance about something that you do not have or have not seen is not a guarantee that it will happen or that it will happen the way and the time that you desire it. The second thing, Hebrews 11 verse 6. "And without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him." Faith is something that is vital to your relationship with God. When you have faith in God, you are having a positive and great relationship with God. Your faith speaks volumes of your understanding that there is a God and that this God is a just God. He rewards people who engage in relationship with him. Against that background, we now come to the text. The text is a conclusion about the discussion of biblical characters of faith. But if you read the preceding verses, you will notice that the tide of the faith narrative changes from a favorable outcome for some people to some disastrous and horrible tales. This is what it says, from verse 35 through to verse 38. Women received back their dead, raised to life. There were others who were tortured, refusing to be released so that they might gain an even better resurrection. Some faced jeers and flogging and even chains and imprisonment. They were put to death by stoning. They were sawed in two. They were killed by the sword. They went about in sheep's skins and goats' skins, destitute, persecuted, and mistreated. The world was not worthy of them. They wandered in deserts and mountains, living in caves and holes in the ground. You must be wondering if this section that I just read is talking about people of faith. If these are people of faith, then what happened? What we are seeing here are some stories of people who lived lives of faith, people who engaged in devoted relationships with God, and yet their experiences were not all pleasant. Their outcomes were not positive. So what went wrong? The answer, my friend? Nothing went wrong. Let's consider this. Remember that the definition of faith does not guarantee a positive experience, and certainly it does not speak to a positive outcome. It is the second statement of faith in Hebrews 11 verse 6 that gives us a clearer picture. It says that as a child of God, when you have faith, when you live your life with the confidence that God will provide, that God will protect, that God will be there for you, it is then that you are pleasing God. In other words, your faith is an expression of your knowledge and confidence in God. Faith by itself does not bring reward. What brings the reward is the character of God. God honors your faith with reward ultimately. God rewards his child who has faith in him. How he rewards you is ultimately his decision. An athlete has confidence that he will do well in the game, but it is not the confidence that brings the success. It is the rules of the game and that athlete meeting or satisfying the criteria of the game. In track and field, for example, the athlete that does not use performance-enhancing substances, the athlete that follows the rules governing the race or the event, the athlete that attains the highest, the fastest, and the farthest of the expectations will be honored with the victory. So does it mean that there are some people who get positive outcomes and others do not? No way. The text tells us something important. God acknowledged their faith, and that is the first step. God recognized your faith, so although you may not see the thing you were promised, your faith has not gone unnoticed. Here is a winning statement. Every person who has faith in God will all be made perfect in the end. Get it? Whether you are healed on earth or not, whether you are made wealthy on earth or not, whether you got the position you prayed for or not, your faith in God, your relationship with God guarantees you that in the end, you will live with God in a perfect eternity, an eternity that is the biggest and the best reward of faith. Your God will honor your faith, whether here in this life or the life to come. So, child of God, listen carefully. Keep on walking in faith. Keep on trusting God. Keep on engaging in a positive relationship with God. Keep on pursuing God for all your life, because in some instances you might get your reward here, but in all instances you will be rewarded with a perfect life, with a perfect eternity. My friend, do not be discouraged if it seems as if your faith is not rewarding you in this life. Believe me when I say the best is yet to come.